Welcome to CCN TV News, your premier source for local and international news. From the streets of Kingston to the capitals of the world, we are ready to cover you stories that shape our world. Stay tuned for breaking news. What if Africa and Jamaica had never truly been separated? What if history, culture, and identity had always been threads of the same powerful story, waiting to be rewoven? Because not long ago, a moment of symbolic power unfolded. A young African YouTuber, WodeMaya, stood on Jamaican soil, the land where Marcus Garvey once dreamed of uniting all people of African descent across the world. That wasn't just a meeting. That was the reunion of two worlds. A reunion of bloodlines. A reunion of culture. A reunion of history itself. WodeMaya isn't just a YouTuber from Ghana. He is a storyteller, a connector, a modern African voice crossing borders, breaking barriers, and rebuilding bridges long forgotten. When WodeMaya landed in Jamaica, he wasn't stepping into the unknown. He was stepping home. Jamaica, the island whose heartbeat drums with the echoes of Africa. Every street, every song, every dish, every dance carried traces of Africa's soil. From reggae to Rastafari, from Aki to Jerk, the fingerprints of the motherland were everywhere in Jamaica. And yet for centuries, this connection had been treated as history, not as living truth. But when WodeMaya stood where Marcus Garvey once preached unity, he walked the path Garvey once dreamed of. Born in 1887 in St. Anne's Bay, Jamaica, Marcus Mosiah Garvey was more than a national hero. He was a Pan-African visionary. Garvey believed that Jamaicans weren't just Jamaicans. They were Africans separated by ships, scattered by slavery, and buried in foreign soil. He founded the Universal Negro Improvement Association, the largest black organization in history, and he became the voice for millions of people across the world. Garvey's philosophy was clear. A people without the knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. He believed Africa was not just a continent. It was the homeland. It was the source of identity, pride, and strength for people of African descent everywhere, including in Jamaica. His dream was to unite Africans globally under one common identity. And now, WodeMaya stood as a modern voice, carrying Garvey's vision forward, not through speeches and steamships, but through digital storytelling. WodeMaya, a Ghanaian YouTuber, had become one of the most recognized African voices on social media. From dusty roads in Ghana to the busy streets of Nigeria, from villages in Rwanda to the beaches of Kenya, WodeMaya showcased Africa in its raw, beautiful human form. But WodeMaya's mission was bigger than just documenting Africa. His journey brought him to Jamaica, where the African heartbeat had never died. In Jamaica, WodeMaya found not strangers but family. He wasn't exploring. He was reconnecting. He was returning to long-lost brothers and sisters whose faces may have changed, but whose roots remain the same. Every Jamaican he met carried the story of Africa in their eyes, in their words, in their food, and in their music. And when Jamaicans looked at WodeMaya, they saw not a visitor, but a brother who had finally come home. Let's explore this deep cultural bridge that binds these two worlds. Music, from reggae and ska to dancehall. Jamaica's rhythms carried African drum patterns, spiritual chants, and ancestral calls. Language. Jamaican patois was not broken English. It was African linguistic structures fused with colonial influences, forming a dialect of resistance and pride. Spirituality. Rastafarianism was deeply Pan-African. Garvey's prophecies led to the recognition of Haile Selassie as a spiritual figure, tying Jamaica to Ethiopia. Cuisine. Ackee from Ghana, callaloo and jerk seasoning all trace their origins to African cooking methods. Identity. Though surnames might be English, the bloodline remained African. Each Jamaican song, meal, purr, and word held echoes of Africa's history. WodeMaya may not have labeled himself a Garveyite, but his mission aligned perfectly with Garvey's dream. Where Garvey used steamships and newspapers, WodeMaya used cameras and YouTube. Both aimed to achieve the same goal, reuniting Africa and its diaspora. From Garvey's vision of Pan-African unity to WodeMaya's global digital platform, the dream continued to evolve. WodeMaya wasn't just showcasing Africa. He was inviting its children back home, whether physically or spiritually. When Marcus Garvey envisioned ships carrying Africans back to their homeland, he couldn't have imagined that in the future, a digital storyteller would carry his message across oceans with the click of a button. WodeMaya's journey to Jamaica was more than a trip. It was a homecoming. Every time he walked Jamaican streets, tasted its foods, danced to reggae, or conversed in patois, he reclaimed pieces of his heritage. In the hills of Jamaica, among maroon communities, in bustling Kingston streets, WodeMaya wasn't a guest. He was a brother returning. Imagine Marcus Garvey standing at Jamaica's port, looking at WodeMaya and saying, "Welcome home, son," because that was exactly what that moment symbolized. This is the real story. Jamaica isn't just an island in the Caribbean. It's Africa's western heartbeat. Jamaicans are not strangers to Africa. They are her sons and daughters. Africans who survived brutal Atlantic crossing. Africans who carried their culture in songs and stories. Africans who, though scattered, remained connected. And through WodeMaya's videos, the message spreads louder than ever. Africa was not just a continent. Africa was an identity. Africa is our home. From Afrobeats to reggae, from shito to jerk chicken, from Adinkra symbols to Rastafarian dreadlocks, the cultural circle was never broken. It was waiting to be completed. Today, when WodeMaya stands before Marcus Garvey's legacy, it's not just a meeting of past and present. It's a prophecy fulfilled. From Marcus Garvey to WodeMaya, from Ghana to Jamaica, from past to future, Africa and Jamaica are not two separate worlds. They are one family, divided by history, but reunited by spirit. One people, one voice, one destiny. You have been in tune to CCN World TV News. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay tuned and remember to always stay curious.